So Boris Johnson, we meet at last. Now that you are no longer Prime Minister, you no longer have any authority over us. So that means we are now free to punish you for all the atrocities that you have committed, including partying while people died, making a fake pandemic, trying to go for the dangerous herd immunity approach, trying to force Jeremy Corbyn to join your disgusting party, being harsh and cruel to the poor and many others. You are hereby sentenced to receive Warren-style punishments.
No please, I don't want to have a Warren-style punishment day. Please, anything but that.
Well, maybe that's something you should have thought about before you decided to do all these terrible things. You're getting Warren-style punishments and that is the very end of it. All of us know how this works already, so there is no need for me to explain it. There is no backing down from this. If you run away or try to escape, we will stop you and hand you even more punishments, and so with that, let the punishments commence. Okay, I will go first. Your first punishment is that you will be forced to write an apology letter to everyone in the country. You will not be able to type them up with a computer, all of them must be written by hand.
Your next punishment is that you will be jump scared by the Crypt monster from Mortal Kombat 9 at random intervals just like in the game. You will not know when it happens and yes, it can happen more than once. This punishment will be in place until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to dance on the rooftop in a nappy like what happened to Alan when he made that grounded video out of Brainiac Adam. You will do it at a random time every day until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to watch movies that you dislike such as Bohemian Rhapsody, Frozen, Frozen 2, Shazam, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, Power Rangers 2017, Suicide Squad, the Michael Bay Transformers series and many others every day until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to play really bad games such as Big Rigs Over the Road Racing, Penn and Teller's Desert Bus, all Tiger handheld games, all games on Virtual Boy, Transformers on Commodore 64, Ninja Gaiden and many others every day until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you will receive really intense heart surgery with no anesthetic.
Your next punishment is that the heater in your room will be increased to 100 degrees Celsius during the spring and summer months, and the aircon will be decreased to -100 degrees Celsius during the autumn and winter months until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you will receive 1,000 belt beatings at a random time every day until further notice and we don't care how much it hurts.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to do very intense exercises every day until further notice. And yes, that bossy coach will be forcing you to do them and will only stop you once your body gets really tired.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to do all my chores around my house such as washing the dishes, washing the toilets, cleaning the floors, ironing the clothes, making the beds, clearing the gutters, mowing the lawn, raking the leaves and many others with no pay or breaks until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to join the Labour Party and agree and stand for whatever I stand for.
Your next punishment is that you will be wearing an electronic tag on your ankle which tells us your exact coordinates and what building you're in. If you go anywhere other than the places you are supposed to be at or try to take the tag off, there will be even more punishments. You will have the electronic tag on your ankle until further notice.
Your next punishment is that you are permanently excluded from the House of Commons, which means you are no longer the Member of Parliament of your seat and you will be replaced with a Labour MP. You're also permanently barred from being Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Your next punishment is that you will be forced to eat the same chocolate cake from the 90s film Matilda. It's not as tasty as it sounds, as it is full of blood, sweat and other disgusting body fluids.
And since you cheated on the 2019 election and made Jeremy Corbyn loose, and partied on the night before Prince Philip's funeral where the Queen sat on her own, both the Queen and Jeremy Corbyn have been given the honour of handing you two additional punishments. Let him have it, you two.
With pleasure. Boris Johnson, your next punishment is that you will be forced to write a 10,000-word essay on why breaking the law is not a good thing to do. You will not be able to copy from any other sources and it must be completely original. If there is so much as a single smidge of plagiarism, you will be forced to redo the whole essay from scratch. You will work on the essay every day until you are done with it.
And last but not least, your last punishment is that you will be buried alive deep underground until further notice.
I agree with everyone. These are the 16 punishments that you have received. Hopefully they will teach you not to constantly break the law and make a mess of our country. These punishments will remain in place until further notice.
And if you do not comply with these punishments, we will give you 16 more of them. Now Boris, what have you got to say to the Queen and Jeremy Corbyn?
I am incredibly sorry for what I did to you two. I promise I will never do it again.
Apology unaccepted.
Apology unaccepted.
So that settles it. Starting tomorrow, your punishments will be put in place. Now Kurtis and Sonya, take this lawbreaker to prison where he belongs.
You got it, Callum.
And if you don't stop crying like a goddamn motor car, I swear to fucking God, I will personally use the on-logic to turn you into one, and give you away as a prize on one of Vance's game shows.
Anyways, I just want to take this moment to thank all of you for being a part of punishing Boris Johnson. He will definitely pay for all the dreadful things he's done to me and our glorious nation.
And Jeremy Corbyn, I think you should have the honor of replacing Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. Although it will be either Rishi Sunak or Liz Truss in the real world, you will always be welcome to be Prime Minister here in the Beyond universe. And you are now ungrounded for life, and while you are ungrounded, you shall go to Chuck E. Cheese's. You can now go out and do whatever you want.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will finally be able to build a government the many desired and not the few.
Now that that's settled, should we gather round for a group hug?
You know what, Callum? That's a marvelous idea.
You heard those two. Everyone, gather round.
Here's to Boris Johnson free country. I'm not sorry to see Boris Johnson gone, not by a long shot. I mean, who wants a prime minister who always breaks the law? I know I certainly don't. David Cameron and Theresa May were bad, but Boris Johnson was the worst prime minister we have ever had, and I am glad he is finally going. Good riddance to him. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. This is Callum Rockley signing off.